Hi, my name is Joe Bikuya. I did All Things Evil, script made by Brian Wynn. Let's go. The film title is All Things Evil, the author is Brian Wynn, the subgenre is zombie. I've come to this conclusion that the subgenre is zombies because throughout the whole script, the word zombies has been mentioned progressively throughout. So therefore I've come to this decision that the subgenre of this script is zombies. The target audience will be those who enjoy zombie-based films. For example, if you're to like The Walking Dead, World War Z, then you would like this because it revolves around the subgenre of zombies. The certificate will be 18, but I'll talk about that later on in my presentation. Extracts from the script. In the first extract, it talks about a syringe and two caged rats. So I was thinking, if I were to do this for the trailer, I'll get multiple angles of the rat in the cage, a live rat in the cage, multiple angles, high angles, close up, and so forth, so forth. And I'll have the scientist circulating around the caged rat with a syringe in his hand. That's only a segment of the trailer. I'd have that. In the second extract, it talks about a headshot, a gun being used. Since we're not allowed to use guns, like it's against the law to use guns, I'd have some sort of weapon, a plastic knife that looks realistic, and I'd have the scientist stab the other guy in the head. It's a zombie film, so it involves a lot of killing. So instead of guns, we'll have multiple weapons, but for this part, I'll have a knife. Yeah, and just change it up a little bit because it's against the law to use. Synopsis. It's about a group of scientists who are doing experiments on rats. In real life, 4 products will be released to the world. It's been done on animals to see if it's safe for people to use. The same with this one. Alright, one of the scientists told the other scientists to stop because something went wrong. So therefore, the guy who did it killed his partner because he wanted to create a disease, not a cure. So he created a disease, and then later on in this little scene, one of the rats escaped into the city, and then a bit, I believe, a human, and then progressively throughout, a lot of people are becoming zombies, yada yada yada, zombies, so forth. And this leads to him being corrupt, so he decides to create more of it and try and infect more people throughout the whole play. And no one knew about it apart from the guy that was killed by him. Certificate. Our trailer will be rated 18 because it may contain some things which may be deemed as inappropriate for children under the age of 18. It may contain a lot of swearing and offensive language. It may contain a mild use of nudity, so therefore it will be rated 18, and it contains a lot of graphic violence. So because there's nudity, a mild amount of nudity, therefore it will be rated 18. Narrative, Todorov. This is basically the synopsis, but just broken down into the start, middle, and end. So for the equilibrium, it's just a group of scientists doing experiments, trying to find a cure for the humans. Disruption, the experiment went wrong, and one of the rats escaped from the lab and went into the city, which affected other animals and humans. And there's been an uprising in infected people. For resolution, another scientist is introduced later on, during the middle of the play, introduced, and he's able to find a cure for the humans and animals. However, some people die in the process, but the majority stays alive, and he finds a cure. Characters, prop. In this, there's not a lot of characters types that I've identified, but I identified the basics. Right, the first one, the villains. The first 2 scientists shown. I say they're the villains because they killed the guy that tried to stop them. And yeah, and this led to the uprising and affected people. The hero is the scientist who's presented later on in the play. He's the one that finds the cure for the play. And that's it. My name is Joe Bikuta, and I did All Things Evil, script by Brian Wynn. Thank you for listening.